Today I'm going to go through some basic ladder safety. Safety is by far the most important part of doing any job, and there are some things that you need to know to use a ladder safely. Now for us, what we've got here is we've got a 24-foot extension ladder. The first thing you want to do is look for any defects with your ladder. Examples of some defects would be a broken or missing rung, a missing rope or missing pulley. The other thing that you want to be checking is the feet. So again, that there's 2 feet with rubberized bottoms on each bottom piece of the ladder, and you want to make sure that the ladder is perfectly straight so that it's not warped or bent in any way. So again, this ladder is in perfect working condition. It's something that you'd be able to use. One other key safety piece that we'll talk about is ladder stabilizers. Every ladder over 9 feet, so any extension ladder over 9 feet in length, requires you to have a set of stabilizers. These stabilizers here are a U-shaped stabilizer. If you need to know how to put them in, you can check the video out of how to input a U-shaped stabilizer. Now it doesn't matter what style you use, but the key thing is that you do have a stabilizer on any ladder over 9 feet. Now the way you put a ladder up is actually walking it up. Now you can do this on your own, but it's definitely recommended that you have another person do it. If you have another person with you, the way you'd properly walk up a ladder is you'd have one person stand on the bottom rung and put their foot on the bottom rung, while the other person walks it up just like a set of monkey bars. The thing you can do though is, if you're like me right now and don't have anybody else around, to safely do it is actually push the bottom of the ladder in against the home. So you want to make sure you're doing it against brick or something that's not going to dent. And then walk it up like a set of monkey bars. The base being in there against the wall will keep from the bottom from kicking it up. So again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the ladder, I'm just going to walk it up like a set of monkey bars, rung by rung. Now if I didn't have this against the house at this point, the bottom could kick up and the top could come right down at me. So again, I'm just going to walk it up rung by rung, just like a set of monkey bars. Once I've got it up, I'm going to want to readjust it. So what I'm going to do to properly carry a ladder, what you need to do is, I'm right-handed. So I'm going to take my left hand and I'm going to put it on the side of the ladder that's facing me. The side of the ladder that's facing you should be the side with the clamps on it. That's the side that's going to go up and down. So me, again, being right-handed, I'm going to put my left hand just about eye level. I'm going to take my right hand and I'm going to push it over top, and I'm just going to lift it by a couple of inches. So again, I can move it back. This is the way that I'm in complete control of this ladder. From there, I'm going to rest it down. I'm just going to lean it into the house. So again, once I'm leaning it into the house, you can see how those stabilizers really stabilize the ladder and balance out the weight. The proper ratio, the proper angle for a ladder would be, for every 3 to 4 feet up, you'd want to have the base approximately 1 foot off the wall. So again, this is a proper ladder angle. You want to make sure it's on solid, flat ground before you climb the ladder. So some examples of unsafe ladder surfaces would be uneven, sloped ground, would be a wet ground. One big one is a wet deck. So again, it can actually sneak up on you. You've got a bright sunny day like today. You're not really thinking of a wet deck, but first thing in the morning, you're going to have some dew on that deck. So you really want to make sure that a wet deck is not somewhere you want to put a ladder. If you do have a wet deck, what you want to do is make sure you put a towel down, put the ladder on the towel, and then make sure you've got somebody spotting that ladder for you. Other examples of unsafe surfaces for a ladder would be either on glass or on a roof. So you never ever want to put a ladder, whether it's a step ladder or extension ladder, on a roof. Never lean the ladder itself right up against the glass. Again, unsafe ground, slopes, gravel, those are all unsafe ladder placements. When you're climbing a ladder, one of the keys is to have 3 points of contact. What 3 points of contact mean is either 2 feet and a hand or 2 hands and a foot. So again, you never want to be carrying a ladder with your equipment, not using your hands. You always want to have 3 points of contact. So again, the way I'm going to climb a ladder is always facing it. I'm going to have 3 points of contact as I climb the ladder, and I'm always facing the ladder. You never want to climb a ladder. You cannot stand on an extension ladder on the 3rd set of rung or higher. So every rung is 1 foot. So again, you're never standing on the 3rd rung or higher. So this would be as high as I would ever go on a ladder. So again, I've still got 3 points of contact. I can do what I need to do, never standing on the 3rd rung or higher. Climbing down a ladder, again, facing the ladder, 3 points of contact the whole way. What you want to do is you never also want to leave a ladder unattended on a home. So if I just cleaned a window or done whatever I was going to do with the ladder, and I've got it set up there, if I want to be done with it, I need to take the ladder down and probably bring it back out to the car. What I'm now going to show you is actually how to get on and off an upper landing surface. Again, the way you carry a ladder, I'm going to move the ladder to do this. I always have 1 foot on the bottom and I grab the ladder facing it. You never want to not have a foot on the bottom or a foot underneath it, otherwise the base could slide. So again, I'm going to put 1 foot on the bottom. I'm going to pull the ladder off the house towards me using 2 hands. I'm never grabbing it on the outside, I'm always grabbing the rungs. Again, the way I'm going to properly carry a ladder, my left hand is going to go on the rung that's slightly above eye level for me. For there, again, I'm going to reach over top and I'm going to grab and lift with my right. You'll see I'm not going to lift it very high, I'm only going to lift it a couple of inches and I'm going to keep it on the side of my hip. So again, what I do is I reach over, grab it, lift it just a couple of inches, and now I can properly carry a ladder. So what I'm doing is I'm going to walk it down over here, and I'm going to show you exactly how you set it up properly to get on and off an upper landing surface. Perfect. So one of the keys, some of the keys in terms of getting on and off an upper landing surface is that you always need to have at least 3 feet of ladder above the roof line. So again, each one of the rungs is 1 foot apart. So that means you'd want to have 3 rungs worth of ladder above the roof line. So again, looking at this right now, I've definitely got that. I've got the stabilizers set up against the roof. So again, you want to make sure that the angle of the ladder is proper, that the stabilizers are actually on the roof, that you've got 3 feet above the roof line. What I also try to do is I try to make sure that I get the rung that's in line with the eaves trough or gutter. I want to make sure that 3rd rung is in line so that I'm not stepping on, so above, or stepping down off of the ladder when I'm getting on and off a roof. You can also never stand on a rung above the roof line itself. Obviously that'd be like being on a teeter-totter with nobody on the bottom. So you need to make sure that when you're getting on and off the ladder, you've got 3 feet of ladder above it. The stabilizers are actually touching the roof to stabilize the ladder for you, and that you're not stepping up or stepping down onto the roof itself. The other thing you want to do is if you're leaving the ladder to go do whatever the work is that you're doing on the roof is that you're going to tie it off. What we recommend is a bungee cord going around the rung that's parallel with the eaves trough or gutter and putting it through one of the nails that's the support. That way if someone were to bump into the ladder, a gust of wind or something were to happen, you're not going to have the ladder fall down on itself and leave you stranded up there on the roof. So again, I'm done with my ladder. What I want to make sure that I do is that I do put it down. So what I'll do is again, I'm just going to put 1 foot here, pull it towards myself so I'm in complete control. Left hand there, right hand here. I'm going to carry it over to where I can actually put it down properly, which is walking the ladder down, putting the base into the house, walking it down, rung by rung, carefully, and now I've got my ladder down. So those are the keys to ladder safety. That's what you need to know in terms of the basics. Always keeping in mind the ratio, climbing the ladder properly, and at the bottom line, if you don't feel safe doing something, don't do it. It's not worth risking safety just to get something done.